This video is a 10,000 mile or 15,000 kilometer pit stop review of this 65 millimeter deep carbon fiber Hunt wheel and hub. I'm going to look at how it's been faring for this length of travel, how the materials are holding up. And for this reason, I have partially disassembled the hub, removed the Freehub from this wheel, and I'm going to go through whatever is observable at this stage of disassembly. So the first item I want to talk about is the rim and the spokes. After so many kilometers and miles traveled and so many potholes, the wheel is dead straight. It's absolutely running through, and I weigh at the maximum load rating of the bicycle and the wheel, 95 kilogram rider, plus the weight of the gear, the water bottles, whatever I carry. So when I run through potholes with this wheel set, this is the rear wheel of the set, I have absolutely no issues, neither the front nor the rear wheel. Both of them, the spokes are tensioned so well. I never checked it with a tension gauge, but the wheel has been so robustly built. I have absolutely no issues with how true this runs. This is the Freehub side of the wheel. From this side, obviously, this Freehub mechanism has been removed, and this is where the cassette set gets mounted on this side. So let's take a look at the splines on the Freehub here. This is normal that the splines get deformed on the compression side. This is the direction, obviously, they rotate, and why it's not ratcheting, I'll show you in a sec. There's nothing wrong with it, I just took it apart for cleaning. So the ratcheting, so this is normal wear and tear. I'm not too concerned about it. These raised surfaces or edges can be filed down if necessary, but I don't think so. The same or any cassette set with any number of combination of sprockets can slide back on. This is for 11 teeth, and this other side is set for center lock disc braking. So this is how it got specified, and this is what fits my bicycle. So this amount of wear and tear on aluminum splines, I'm not too concerned about. Next is the condition of this rubber seal. The wheel has only been used in fair weather, dry weather only. I have a separate wet weather bicycle, so this only occasionally gets wet for a short amount of periods, maybe for a wash, but even the wash, I like to take the wheel off and just wash the hand clean the spokes and the rim without wetting the hub and the bearings. So right here is a seal, and this is the ratcheting mechanism here. That is, let me see if it's printed this way. Yep, right there. It's a fast engage 7.5 degree Freehub, 3x3 points and 48 teeth. So what are those numbers? What do they mean? So if I pull out the axle and the Freehub here, this tooth ring here has 48 teeth. What has 3 points are these ratchet pawls that engage in the Freehub mechanism, and you can see there are 3 serrations on it, or 3 teeth on it, or 3 points. That's what 3x3 points. You have a set of 3 of these, so that's where the 3x3 comes from. And these pawl trees ratchet around, creating this sound like this. The sound is quite loud. It's somewhat of a drum. That comes from the fact of the type of material, the thickness of the material, the tension on the spokes. So how it's built, it just is loud. No matter how much grease is gonna be in, it's always gonna be somewhat loud. So that's why this 3x3 points, 49 teeth, and the 7.5 degree Freehub. So a rotation or engagement from gear tooth to gear tooth is 7.5 degrees. I believe if you divide 360 degrees by 48, you're gonna get that 7.5 degree, or maybe divide by 3 again to get that 7.5 degrees. So that's how they end up with these numbers. Let's take a look at the bearing that's visible on the Freehub side. Obviously not taking the bearing completely apart or not even removing it from the hub, just checking it. So it says Japan on it. That's this on the seal. The bearings designation number is 6902. Then the seals are RS, so it's sealed on both sides. Let me just rotate it to make it easier to read the designation number. There, 6902, and it also says indicated manufacturer is on the this corner here. EZO is the manufacturer. And so how do these bearings work? If I check it with my hand, and they are absolutely smooth, and I have no problems whatsoever when it's mounted on in a bicycle frame and it's on its own axle. It's rotating absolutely fine and penduluming, meaning so it's rotating up and down until it finds its center of gravity, its deepest point, and comes to rest. So they have very, very low rolling resistance or very little friction in them. The same applies to the brake side bearing. So the same marks can be found on the seal. EZO is here, 6902, RS is up there, and the word Japan appears there on the sealed bearing, and it's rotating without absolutely any issue whatsoever. So it's in really good condition after 10,000 miles and 15,000 kilometers approximately, and no rain. So let's look at the rest of the Freehub here. Obviously cleaned it thoroughly, and just for show and tell, I'm going to put one of the balls in place, and I just need a sharp knife or a tip of a knife for this to there to make it go in. So these leaf springs are of a material that do not corrode or does not corrode. The aluminum axle and the aluminum Freehub and the aluminum ratcheting mechanism does not corrode as is, with the amount of moisture it's being subject to, virtually none, and they did not lose their springiness, so they work fine when they're put together. They are ratcheting happily, so the seal is in good condition. There is also a set of 2 more bearings inside here, so this rotates freely, and I can't really pick up sounds of resistance of this rotation or that it's gritty how it turns, but that's how it turns. And I'm gonna have to pull the bearings out of it with the circlip that you can see the holes there for the tool. There's one hole there for the end of one circlip, and there's the other hole. So if you remove that circlip, 2 more bearings can be accessed here inside the Freehub body and be replaced, because this is gritty and coarse, and so this has the rotation of this has no relevance to the rotation of the wheel bearings. So, but these could be replaced or could be improved upon, or whatever needs. The bearings inside need service. I don't know what brand of bearings they put inside the Freehub, but as it runs, it's too tight or gritty. It's not good. So that's my short review on this wheel as it is at 15,000 kilometers on 10,000 miles. I'm pretty happy with it.